You being able to do you and just be you is honestly top tier. Because there's a lot of people who can't even just be themselves because they think it's so hard. But honestly, bro, once you take the time, you realize what you can do. And within that, there's a lot of magic. There's a lot of progress. There's a lot of power. You feel me? Just believe in yourself. That's all that really matters. CEOs, what's up, your boy Shabba, and I'm back with another video, and it's that time of the week. So let's get into it. Message of the week. This is to remind you and in a way regain that focus on those powerful thoughts that you might not always feel and or be present in due to the life you live. This is meant for you to relate with, thus go forth with in applying the message to yourself. Whether you work a 9 to 5, attend school part-time and or full-time, raising a family of your own, let alone having to be the man of the house or the woman of the house, an athlete, someone who's living paycheck to paycheck currently, dealing with a loss, and etc. This is just a few things that come to my mind as of right now. Can you get the point? It's meant for everyone and their mamas. Also, I say currently in regard to living paycheck to paycheck because I know you can and will get yourself out that system. That being said, the message of the week for this week is do what you can. It's easy to get wrapped up in our heads regarding what we can't do just by comparing ourselves to others, let alone because of our current situations. The most imperative step to get to a better tomorrow is to do what you can. There's no point on focusing on what we can't do due to the simple fact that there's no progress that becomes apparent when doing so. However, when you focus on what you can do, you begin to see progress. Proof is in the pudding that you in fact are capable. There's a process to go from point A to point B. Therefore, take your time. If you rush, you'll get results that reflect you rushing. Align yourself with the time that is available to you specifically. Yeah, you. And do the best that you can. In the end, that's all that really matters. Reality is what you do next. And with that being said, I have 2 screenshots that I feel like go best with this week's message of the week. All right. I said message of the week, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, the first one says, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. I'm gonna say that one more time. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. And last but not least, it's a screenshot, but it's like it has a quote in it, or there's a quote on it. All right, you ready? People do not decide their futures. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. I'm gonna say that one more time. People do not decide their futures. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. That's by FM Alexander. So shout out to you, FM. It's like F.M. So I don't know what the first name is, but whoever that is, a shout out to you. Anyways, the first screenshot, don't compare your chapter 1 to don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Like, there's no reason for you to like compare yourself to someone who's possibly further in life just because, you know, they got themselves to that point. Like, you can't compare yourself to someone who's a bit further in life from you just because that's not going to do any type of justice. Unless you go up to that person and ask them, okay, well, how'd you get there? Then that's you seeking information. That's you, but if you compare yourself to that person, well, then, yeah, you're going to see a big difference. Obviously, they're at a different point in their life versus you. But that's because you're comparing yourself. There's no reason to compare yourself. Just do what you can do. You get me? And then at the end of the day, like, you don't decide your future because at the end of the day, tomorrow can be completely different. And that's out of your control because there's only a few things in life that you really can't control. So your habits, what you do, your actions, your efforts, that's one of those things that you can control. That being the case, what you do currently, what you do consistently, that's what like gets you to the next point, to that next chapter in your life. For you to get to chapter 100, fuck chapter 20, get you to chapter 100. But the only way for that to happen is for you to just do what you can do and stop focusing on what you can't do. Because at the end of the day, there's no growth in that. What you do, what you consistently do, what you grow into, like what you like learn to do, there's progress, there's a process, there's a progress in all that. And at the end, you get yourself to a point where you're from point A and now you're at point B. You can get to point Z. You feel me? Like, you are like your motor, like you are your engine to that point. Like, you are like You are your consistent factor, you know what I'm saying, in your life and everything that you do. So what you can do is very, very vital. Don't focus on what you can't do, because there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there for you to grow from. There's not, you can honestly realize and recognize what you're good at and what you're not good at. But at the end of the day, focus on what you can do. Everyone's like, you got to do this, you got to do this. But honestly, at the end of the day, some people are natural. Some people are, they got to work towards it. And some people, they just can't do it. But that doesn't mean that you can't do something else. And there's obviously, honestly, bro, wherever your interest is, wherever you're like most motivated to do, just do that. Fuck whatever, like what others might say, might think. Like, just do what you want to do. And I'm pretty sure because you have that interest, you have some type of joy that possibly, you can see some joy come out of it. Just do it. Do what you can do and then go from there. Like, you build up from there. That's where opportunities grow. That's where opportunities knock on your door, because you're doing something. If you do something, like I said multiple times, something is better than nothing. But at the end of the day, if you do something, bro, if you do what you can do, you'll see some type of outcome. Just don't rush yourself. Don't be in a hurry, because again, we don't even know about tomorrow. So why are you trying to rush for something that you don't even know about? Just take your time. Align yourself with the time that's tied to your last breath, and just focus on you. And you'll get a whole lot farther in life. Both. Yeah, farther and further, but still, yeah. You will get further in life by just doing what you can do instead of focusing on what you can't do, because it's going to be annoying. It's going to be frustrating. It's like a killer to your mentality, your mindset. So don't do that. It's very easy to recognize what you can't do, but then focus on what you can do, and there will be growth in that. There will be something that you can cling on to and just build, progress. It's all a process, but do so because it's your life at the end of the day. We're not living for the opinions of others. We're not living for what they can do. We're living for what we can do. So do what you can do. You get me? That being said, that's pretty much it that I wanted to share for this message of the week for this week. All right? So do what you can, and that's all that really matters. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. There's no way you need to be a certain way. Just be who you are, and that's all that really matters. That's enough. Seriously, that is sufficient. You being able to do you and just be you is honestly top tier, because there's a lot of people who can't even just be themselves because they think it's so hard. But honestly, bro, once you take the time, you realize what you can do. And within that, there's a lot of magic. There's a lot of progress. There's a lot of power. You feel me? Just believe in yourself. That's all that really matters. So that being said, I love y'all. It's your boy, Shab. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow. Peace. I love y'all.